Rubber mats produce a harder, tighter sound, but with less air and color. Cork, glass, even vinyl itself all bond differently with the record and produce different shades of color and focus. There's no right or wrong, so experiment. Depending on the rest of your system, you can tune LP sound to be faster, brighter, softer, or smoother with a simple tweak of what it's spinning on. And that's the vinyl experience on iHeartRadio.
That was my granddaughter Paisley. She's I think 5 years old. But sorry to put you guys through so many videos all at once. But it's about 2 weeks worth of videos and pictures that I've taken. Last week I was real busy helping my dad down at his saloon, down at his tavern, doing some spring cleaning and planting flowers and everything else back in the beer garden. But so there'll be this video, picture video, and then I'll do a update here later this evening. I'll do a live update on that, or what, not really a live, but I'll do a video of that. So, and that'll show everything. I've got things staged up and everything, kind of how it's going to look. So we'll enjoy this video and the one after. All right, here is a photograph where I left you on the last video. The concrete area by the bagging facility. And I'm using my 1/8 inch thick chipboard here. I decided to use that for all the surfaces and not have the mess of the hydrocal plaster of Paris. I'll come back over the top of this and I'll put my 1 mm thick pieces of chipboard, and I'll paint and cut those up so it has the concrete effect. Here I put in 2 magnets because I think that's where I'm going to put a hydrocal crossing, so I went ahead and put 2 magnets instead of 1 in there. That's where I'm going to have an uncoupler. And here I'm going to start, I started the materials area where I'll have coal and iron ore and sand and silica and whatnot that goes in to those loading hoppers in that little shed there between those 2 silos. I started doing the drop wires, got those all drilled in and soldered in. I still have to run them to the bus, but the hard part's done, so that's easy enough to do. That's where I'm going to have a crossing there over between that there. And this is the area that I was talking about, the panel that pops out so I can get to the back of the loop. You can't really get to that from the underneath side, so that's the purpose of those panels like that, so you can get to each side of that. And here I'm starting the coal pile. I'm using 1/4 inch foam glued together, and I come back with a retractable utility knife, kind of with the tips break off, and carve them up, make them look nice. And then I used just standard hobby paints to paint, or craft paints to paint over the surface. And then I came back and added that cheap dollar stand that you can get at the Dollar General, the black sand type, and it turned out really nice. Looks really nice. The iron ore pile, that's just red and brown mixed together for now until I can get some iron ore. The other piles are driveway debris, sifted out real fine, and the other one I think was some texture, some other sand texture. I don't know. It's just some odds and ends stuff that I put together. It turned out really nice. Here's for the silos, for the loading silos for the trains and the semis. I did this an easier way. I just dropped the paint on in spots and then took that 2-inch brush and went back and forth, create your horizontal lines, and turns out pretty good. It's a lot easier this way. Just drop it on there instead of the last way that I showed you, doing it off of a palette, adding a little bit more tan to it. And I think I added a little bit more white as well. And I took this smaller brush here and went horizontal also. You can barely see some lines, but it shows out real good once on the finished product, the wet, when it's real shiny like that. Another thing I would advise is to spread your glue out evenly, leaving the lines and everything. You see how it kind of cracked towards the top there. I might end up replacing those eventually, who knows. I got a lot more detail to do on everything, of course. A lot of pipes, all the overhead conveyors, everything else. Well, thanks for watching, guys.